Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel Held Dominance. Anthony here. Please remember to like and subscribe, and also click that notification bell if you're enjoying what you're seeing and want to see more. Coming up in today's video, Huddersfield Rugby League Referee Society pull their junior rugby league refs, and more trouble for troubled former rugby league player Brett Dallas. The Huddersfield Rugby League Referee Society is a junior and amateur rugby league referees society, obviously, that have produced referees throughout the years to referee at all levels of the game. They recently had a referees Zoom meeting to get more and more referees involved in the league, in rugby league, because without these volunteers, basically, we won't have a sport to play. But after a spate of abuse and attacks, this weekend, which is the grand final weekend, which is a big statement, they have decided to pull their refereeing members from any games played over said weekend. In a statement on social media, they said, "We have withdrawn our under-18s officials from the availability pool for this weekend's at Yorkshire Juniors fixtures. We no longer feel that the league discipline will safeguard our officials when it comes to abuse after recent findings from the disciplinary panel. Our appointment officers has emailed all clubs in the Huddersfield, Halifax, Bradford area that we cover to make them aware. We still have some adults available and will prioritise oldest age groups and those clubs with multiple sides at home. We have tried working with the league over the last few seasons to build relationships and keep rugby enjoyable for everyone. However, this week has shown that no progress has been made. We feel like we have no voice. We can't safeguard our referees without the support of the league, and it has now come to the point that we have to take more drastic action to safeguard ourselves. We apologise to the teams affected by this week, as the majority are brilliant and supportive of our young officials. Sometimes a little action can make a big difference, and we hope that we can see past the inconvenience and support us." That statement was made on the December the 29th on their Twitter page, and they responded because there was an outpour of support from people, and also interviews being asked for by media, and they commented on that as well. "We would like to ask members of the media to please stop contacting our officials for requests for interviews. We appreciate your support. However, this isn't an avenue we wish to go down at this time." As a sport, I thought rugby league was more disciplined when it came to the referees, as we've always been told that the referee's decision is final. Do not give them back chat because there's consequences, and don't give them abuse because there's consequences. But it's not those that are involved in the game. At this point, most of it, the abuse for these young officials, are coming from adults, coaches and the parents. Yes, we see a lot of it in different sports like football, but we can't have it in our sport. We're going into that football mentality to challenge authority. Can't do that. They're not going to sway their decisions. They're not going to change their mind. I've been putting on every single one of these videos, respect the ref, and I support Huddersfield Rugby League Referee Society for this decision. And it comes at a very, very vocal time for them. Mainstream media, there was an article on BBC website, but also on the 5th of October, there was a comment on this during Talk Sport, and they had live people coming in talking about it, and the overwhelming support for these officials is massive, and they acknowledge that themselves on their social media. As they said, we are overwhelmed with the support we have received following our statement on Wednesday from both within Rugby League and the wider supporter community. We never expected to receive so many kind messages, and for this, we are truly grateful. On a Sunday, we sometimes see this sort of image: referees, linesmen overseeing a tackle close towards the try line, and we are supportive of all these officials. But in some comments to the BBC, one referee came out and commented, "We don't feel safe sending our younger referees to a game when it happens more regularly." That was the words of Jaden Covell-Wood from Dewsbury and Batley Refereeing Society. "It's getting too much. We're losing referees because of it. Some last 2 or 3 games before they're abused, and it's not good enough." Mr. Covell-Wood, who is a Rugby League referee himself, said the abuse had come from parents and coaches during under-10s games. "It's absolutely appalling at times. I just don't know what goes through an adult's head to even speak to a child that way. The coaches and parents like a moan at every single call you give," he said. "Sometimes I'll get abuse and I'll just want to end the game right there and go home." Yorkshire Junior and Youth League said it's working with the Rugby Football League to improve its discipline across the country, and acknowledges that it's not where it needs to be in terms of touchline behaviour, and that more work needs to be done. The league that all these referees cover, the Yorkshire Junior and Youth Amateur Rugby League, said in a statement, "In 2021 we introduced a number of additional measures, including suspension of fixtures and more education for coaches," a spokesman said. Harsher sentences for clubs who abuse referees, including kicking out of competition, were options open to the league, it added in that statement. So very strong words from the league. Hopefully they'll be able to back that up in some form, because we need referees to play our fantastic game, and we've had a history of respect with referees, and we need to go back to that, because otherwise we'd be just another sport. Good luck to Huddersfield and all the other referee societies that are out there, as they do not deserve this and deserve so much better. Brett Dallas, an absolute flying winger in his time playing Rugby League, and he was an Australian international and a Queensland State of Origin representative, and his club career stints included both Canterbury Bulldogs and North Sydney Bears in Australia's domestic competition, while he played for Wigan Warriors as well in the Super League. He was all in total played almost 300 games representatively at the top level, 43 for Canterbury, 76 for North Sydney, and 156 for Wigan Warriors, scoring 153 tries in his club career. While playing for Queensland, he played 10 games and scored 4 tries, but it was with Australia where he had his best figures. In the 5 games that he played, he scored 9 tries. That's a record that anyone would be proud of as a Rugby League player. He made his international debut against New Zealand in 1995, scoring 2 tries, and he scored 153 tries in his Rugby League career. He finished playing Rugby League on the 15th of September 2006 against Hull FC after 14 years in Rugby League, including a Rugby League Challenge Cup win with the Wigan Warriors in 2002. Dallas was desperate to score a try in his final game for Wigan, but was unable to do so. But instead he took the final conversion kick, a goal. His kick, however, just missed. And his final act in Wigan colours was to leave his boots in the centre of the field as he was applauded off the DW Stadium's pitch by the Wigan supporters during that game. There was rumours that he would return to Australia to play in the NRL, but in a speech to Wigan fans after his final game, he said there was no plans for the near future apart from enjoying his retirement. So, that's a little bit of backstory for his Rugby League career. But the tragic fall of the troubled NRL star Brett Dallas has been laid bare in court before the 46-year-old was released from jail on parole. Dallas spent the last 10 months in custody after being caught with 29 grams of methamphetamine, a drug he had become hopelessly addicted to after learning he had schizophrenia. Mackay's Supreme Court on Monday heard Dallas moved back to Mackay after his marriage, from which he has 2 children, broke down in 2011. After arriving into his hometown, his mental health deteriorated and became involved with a woman who was heavily in the use of drugs, prompting him to dabble. This is all reported on a few times in the press, so this is from an article in the dailymail.co.uk. In May last year, police executed a search warrant in the name of his partner, Debbie Suk Ching Lau, and at a Slade Point home, police allegedly found more than 29 grams of ice hidden inside the oven, as well as over 7,670 Australian dollars in cash, a packing machine, and 2 marijuana plants in the backyard. The bust came just months after Dallas appeared in court after his 10th stealing offence. Just on one example, in 2019, he was convicted of robbery and pled guilty to 3 charges, including the theft of a coffee table worth around £360 from a furniture franchise. And on the 8th of January 2021, Dallas was ordered to appear in court, charged with multiple offences including aggravated possession of ice, supplying ice, producing marijuana, possessing ketamine, as well as a weapons charge. Dallas had already been in custody with the police for 6 months. Mr. Dallas, seen here in his Wigan days and his younger days, this week was back in jail after being found guilty of stealing a $50 hoodie. The Courier Mail in Australia has reported that the ex-State of Origin winger laughed over a video link that was established in jail, commenting that it was hilarious that stealing a jumper sent him back to prison. Dallas had just been given parole in late April after a number of guilty charges for aggravated ice possession and stealing, whilst the ex-flyer pled guilty to stealing back in March 2019. It's a $50 jumper, Dallas laughed during the trial. Yeah, it really wasn't worth it, Magistrate Bronwyn Hartigan retaliated. Dallas responded, "It's hilarious." And Mrs. Hartigan said, "Well, it is because you've gone back to jail for 26 days. The starting point is if you offend on parole, you go to jail and you get a parole eligibility date. He thinks it's hilarious that he's stolen a jumper and it's put him back in custody." I'm a Wigan fan. I've said that a few times in different videos. And after Marcel Fire, Brett Dallas was one of my favourite players, because he was electric in pace, non-stop, fantastic. He was a strike weapon for Wigan, and he caused no end of problems with any team that he played with, that I played against, as he was in the same team as Andy Farrell, for one example. Played alongside Sean Edwards, he played alongside Danny Tickle, he played alongside this lad, that lad, all the local lads, but he had something extra about him. His demons have caught up to him after Rugby League. It's just one of those sad stories that happen in our sport. And I do hope he finds some help if he wants that, or some peace, that he can live his life, see his family, enjoy himself, but in a healthy way. Schizophrenia is not an illness to mess about with, and I know they say you can't help but who you fall in love with, but it's strong sometimes just to walk away. All I can say is it's a sad story, but good luck to Mr. Dallas, and I do hope that after this issue he's able to find the strength to find that peace that I mentioned in his life. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember, like, subscribe and share this video worldwide. Please go on to the HUD Ref Twitter page and give them the support, because they're doing something brave and it needs to be done to protect our future referees. Sometimes they do need to be a little bit tougher, but that comes with refereeing the sport. They're the bosses. They need to be treated as leaders, because they have to be leaders on the pitch. We have to support them, because without them we don't have the sport. I'll keep saying that. Respect the ref. If you have any comments yourself in regards to this, please don't hesitate and place them in the comments section in this video. I'd like to hear your views about both stories. Tell me how things are going on these videos. I know it's a bit of a downer, this one, but it needs to be told. Part of the Rugby League family, all of these people involved in this game. But I'll just say this now. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe and share the video worldwide. Tag people in the videos. Tag people in your shares, so we can get the word out. You and me, people. You and me. In the meantime, stay safe, all the best, and I'll see you in the next video.